4 to 4.5 million in prize money. So they were trying to go big,
Mm-hmm.
or as you described in a previous, go big or go home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some people went home with hypothermia and they went home with nothing.
Yeah.
Well, they went home with something, but not what they expected to have.
Yeah. One of the best movies I saw recently, or the best series I saw recently, was the Squid Games.
Hmm.
It was a very good series. Now,
Did you know before you continue? Did you know it took the guy who wrote this more than 10 years to get the script on TV?
yeah,
Yeah, he wrote it. He wrote it when he was broke. He couldn't. He couldn't. No one wanted to buy the script, and at the end, he got it developed for almost for the minimum at Netflix. But continue. One of the greatest series in the last maybe 3 to 4 years.
well, the Netflix, I think it was Netflix, right?
Yes,
Started,
Netflix, yeah.
it wanted to, they thought, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity to branch out to game shows.
They've been doing bad. Numbers ain't looking good. So what do? You bring back the money cow,
Yeah.
the milk.
But it was like a reality show, right? As I understand. Like
Yeah,
like around the world. What was what um, you had the Fear Factor and all those game shows. There was a time those shows were very popular.
yeah, yeah. They were, they were, and now they're trying to bring it back, right? In with, of course, Squid Game as, let's say, the overarching theme.
Yeah.
So they basically created a Squid Game reality series, um, the same, which is it was copying basically the show, which is already, if you think about it, I wouldn't want to be there because well, of course, they're gonna take safety measures. Of course, they are. But I mean, we've seen the show. You say things might go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently things went wrong. Oh, by the way, there were 456 players in this show. They were
Mm-hmm.
all trying to get about 4 million, 4 to 4.5 million in prize money. So they were trying to go big,
Mm-hmm.
or as you described in a previous, go big or go home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some people went home with hypothermia and they went home with nothing.
yeah.
Well, they went home with something, but not what they expected to have.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes you make a choice, and it might pan out the wrong way. So that's why you should know not always go big or go home. A spokesperson of the Squid Game, the challenge said no lawsuit has been filed by any Squid Game contestant. We take the welfare of our contestants extremely serious. Competitors had flown in from as far as United States, Australia for the show, which was being filmed at the Cardigan Studios in near Bedford. I think that sounds like an English town. And yeah, so that's oh man, imagine you going there these are some of the I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet, but I think it's very interesting to see that people want to put their lives thinking that sometimes it's easy to I mean, if you think about it, right? Fear factor, and so you are eating sometimes cow balls, cow anus.
I didn't watch it, I thought
Fear
I watched a couple of them.
factor.
Yeah, just a couple, but I don't like those things. I mean,
Well, you don't like, yeah, 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 well, that is true. You're not of the you don't like certain well, that's good. That's good that you don't like it. Well, I watch those things quite.
Yeah, you watch them quite often. Yeah, yeah.
Back in the days, well, Fear Factor I don't watch these days. I mean, is there a Fear Factor still? I
No,
don't.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Since Joe Rogan went UFC, it went belly up. But yeah, it's you make choices, man. You make choices. End up with hypothermia, hyper hypothermia,
Hypothermia.
and damaged nerves. Imagine that. Because they got stuck in a painful stress position for hours, freezing while filming. Damn, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's $4.5 million. They could have won. I'm curious who's gonna win it. I'm curious who's gonna win it. At the end of the day, you make the choices yourself. You whatever choice you make, there will always be consequences. Just believe that.
Yeah,
Whether you decide to be part of a show like this or you start a OnlyFans page,
yeah,
just don't look weird when your kid gets bullied or gets looked on crazy by his fellow students in a case
yeah,
of an OnlyFans channel or page.
yeah.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anything you want to say from a lawyer's perspective on this challenge contestant? They
Oh,
tried.
yeah. Well, they probably signed waivers and things like that. So the question is whether or not the Netflix, whether or not the contracts they signed were and the waivers were sufficient
Mm,
to protect them. But I think that uh, aside from that, it's just a matter of for Netflix at least weighing the good and the bad. They probably have a budget for. I mean, they probably know. So they probably have a budget. They probably have insurance, things like that. So liability insurance. So they must have accounted for it. They maybe they thought someone said they might get hyperthemia. What are the chances? Huh, 3%,
what's the point?
410. Hmm. What's the amount? If it were, let's say hypothetically, if there was hyperthemia suffered, how much would it cost us? Worst case scenario, huh? Okay, $10,000. Hmm. How much can we? Well, how much do we stand to earn? $60 million. I guess the choice is made, isn't it? Proceed.
How many people can walk through that? It's good for the show. It's good.
Yeah,
Who doesn't want to see that?
yeah,
People are a bit more. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, people do a lot for entertainment these days, and you gotta ask yourself. I mean, protect yourself at all times. That's what we preach at the Double Thought Show, and there is always no consequence.
yeah.